Hi everyone. I'm doing my GCR Action Reflection task in a video this week. This week's assignment was to go to an unfamiliar setting to me and observe what people were doing, what I was seeing, hearing, basically all my senses. Keep them keen and see what was going on in the setting that I was in. I'm studying in London right now, so although I've been here for a little over 2 months, there are still things that are unfamiliar to me. Alright, so I chose to do this assignment in a setting that is actually familiar to me, but not in the context that I was there in. This time it was at a local pub called the Ark. It's about a 10-minute walk up the street. I've been to the Ark on several occasions, but mostly on Friday or Saturday nights to hang out with friends. And this experience was that I went to the Ark on a Tuesday night to view a football or soccer game, as the Americans say, between Chelsea, which is a big team here, and Braga, which is actually the region that I lived in while I was in Portugal. And Braga, the team is actually from the city of Braga, which it was about a 10-minute train ride from my village, and so I spent a lot of my time there. So it was very exciting to me, and I saw Braga play in Braga in the stadium once, so it was exciting. Alright, so I went to this pub on a Tuesday night to see the game. This is unfamiliar to me because I can't go to any bars in America, and I don't really follow sports, but it was just exciting in this context, especially because it was two teams playing against each other that represented the countries that I have now lived in, other than America, of course. And I was cheering for Braga, probably because I spent more time there. I have a bigger connection to that country, and it was fun to cheer for them in this country. So, what was going on? There were 3 different games playing. There were 3 different TV screens. Braga and Chelsea were playing on the big screen in the middle of the pub, and there were 2 others on the sides of the pub. So it wasn't how I would picture a sports bar in America, because sports bars in America seem to, well, I'm not exactly sure, but I picture them as like people go there for one big game, and there's one big game playing maybe on multiple screens, and like the Celtics or the Bruins or the Red Sox or something like that. And I also picture it being more rowdy, and I know that there are team-specific bars, and you can't, in some places you really don't want to cheer for, say, the Red Sox in a Yankees bar or something like that. You can get beaten up. So this was different because it was very, very casual, and there were 3 games going on, so not everyone was watching the same game. For example, I was there with one of my British friends, and he was looking at the screen to the right of us, and I was looking straight ahead, so we were just not talking, just watching different games, and we would cheer at different times when different teams scored. So he would be cheering when I was silent, and that was happening all over the pub. There was only one other group that was cheering for Braga, but that's all right. People kind of... Well, actually, no, they didn't really look at me strange, but they looked at me when I was cheering when Braga scored. Maybe they thought it was weird. So I probably spent as much time watching the people as I did the game, because it was bustling. It was very busy, and there were all types of groups of people. Tuesdays is also 2-for-1 pizza, so there were some people that were there for the pizza. A lot of people were there for the game, but people just came for the pizza. You know, they were having their own conversations. It was pretty loud in there. And yeah, so what did I see? I saw people staring intently at the screen, not talking to each other, being completely uncommunicative. But then there were also other groups who were there for the pizza, who were having loud, fun, rowdy conversations. I saw bartenders working, very quickly. They're very efficient here. Lots of pints of beer and cider, because people drink casually as they're watching the games here. I remember watching these 2 people to the right of me sitting on a couch. I was creepily staring at them. There was a much older woman and this younger guy, and I don't think that they knew each other, but they were having this very intense conversation for the entire night. And I was really curious about what they were talking about, but I couldn't hear them, so... I was hearing cheers when a team scored, but like I said, people would be cheering at different times. So when Braga scored, I'd be cheering, but then when someone scored in a game that was on a different screen, people would start cheering, and while nothing was going on in the game that I was watching, so that was interesting. I was smelling beer, cider, pizza, especially pizza. I ate pizza and it was delicious, and a lot of people got pizza because it was a great deal. I was feeling physically the very uncomfortable stool that I was sitting on, because when we got there, there were no more couches left. It's a very cozy place, so I was also feeling warm and cozy and welcomed and full because I just ate the whole pizza. And it's a really nice place. There's like couches and comfortable places to sit, nice tables. It's a nice atmosphere, good lighting, and by good lighting I mean dim lighting because I like darkness. And I was tasting cider and pizza. People drink cider here. There's a brand called Copperberg, which I'm a fan of. It's really good. For casual people, a lot of people drink very casually here, just while watching a game, like socially. And I was tasting pizza. I had chicken tikka masala pizza. It was amazing, and I ate all of it. And also, my friend brought some Sour Patch Kids, which are very different from American Sour Patch Kids. They have different flavors, and they're much squishier, and they're just different from American ones. So one of the questions was, are people in this setting doing anything differently than you would expect based on your experiences in the same kind of institution in your home community? I haven't had many bar experiences in America, and when I did, it was me going with my stepfather or mom, not on a night, just for a casual drink while we were waiting for something. They would have a beer maybe, and I would have a Coke. And so I'm not really used to that at all. But it seemed very, very casual, and it seemed not like I would expect a sports bar to be in America. People were there for different things, the game, the pizza. Did I make any mistakes? Well, this guy sitting very close to me, dropped his entire pizza on his shoe, and it may have been a mistake, but I couldn't help it, but I laughed really hard. I just kind of turned to the side, and afterwards, it wasn't that. It was. I guess that's frowned upon everywhere, but it was really funny. And afterwards, I looked at him and smiled to show that I was laughing with him, not at him. Except he wasn't laughing, but it. I think he understood that I wasn't making fun of him. I don't like to say I don't make mistakes, but I've kind of learned pub etiquette here, to be polite, be patient. The bartenders do the best they can to move quickly and go to people in the order that they got there. I know not to wait at your table for 15 minutes waiting for someone to come wait on you, because they won't. You have to go order at the bar. So these are things I learned when I got here, so I don't really make mistakes about those kind of things anymore. How do locals see and describe this context? It's very normal for them to be there on a Tuesday, Wednesday night. If there's a game, be drinking casually. It's a very, very casual situation. And I know because I was with a local, and I asked him, because it's just a different situation to me. So I was asking him questions about it. That pretty much answers all the questions. But I just want to mention how important I think it is to have these type of experiences while you're here. A lot of people think of going out in the country, like going out at night, seeing the nightlife, but integrating yourself into these kind of activities that the locals participate in is a great way to meet them, for one, and also to just know what people do in the country that you're in. It can be tempting to just stay home and, in the comfort of your own room and, be with your other American friends in my case, because I live with all Americans. But it's really a good idea to get out there, or else you'll regret it in the end because you won't have those experiences that are memorable. And, that's one way that I met local friends, and I think that's the greatest thing about my experience here because, for example, I wouldn't have gone to that game or known that it was happening if I wasn't with one of my local friends, because it's a normal thing for him to do, to go to these, pubs just to see the game very casually. So it was really a great thing. And this video is really long, so I'm going to end it there. The only one thing I want to say is Happy Halloween, America, because I'm not in America. This is my second consecutive year being out of the United States for Halloween. But one thing I love about this country that I've said a million times is the diversity, and there are plenty of ways to celebrate Halloween here. I'm going to celebrate by writing a paper, but we're having a Halloween party tomorrow, so that will be really fun. And that's about everything, so thank you for watching. Bye.